I see you, McCarthy. I see what you're doing. Hey, look, if you gonna go out your own way. Good people, it's your boy, Mr. Rome, Cowboys fan talk, right back. Like I never left. What's up with y'all, man? How are y'all feeling today? We are less than a week away from the combine. Um, Mock draft season is upon us or underway. Mock drafts is flying all over Twitter. I was talking earlier today. Before I get to that, I know I get straight to it, right? Thank you guys, man. I appreciate your support lately. I know this is the slow part of the season. You probably don't want to talk Cowboys. If you hear you love the Cowboys or hate them, ain't no in between. But I appreciate your support. I appreciate all the new subscriptions, man. If you're not subscribed and you like the content, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 17K. Very close, about 140 away or something like that. Just trying to get there. So if you can, I would appreciate you. But yeah, man, let's talk. Let's talk Mike McCarthy. The coaching staff is starting to come together. You know what I'm saying? And when the season first ended and we released some of those coaches, from Phil Ben to other assistants and quarterbacks coach and things like that, you start to, what's going on? Is McCarthy gone? You know, defensive assistants and stuff like that. But no, that's not necessarily the case. It's not. Made some more adjustments or some more hires yesterday. Finally got a quarterback coach, Scott Tolzien, who played as a backup quarterback for Mike McCarthy. I think about 2015-ish or something like that. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Not too familiar with his coaching game, but he is our new quarterbacks coach. Y'all already know about our new offensive line coach, who is familiar with working with Brian Schottenheimer, in Seattle. So there's the connection there. He's the older one. He's a little bit older, but very experienced. He's been coaching. He even coached for Coach Landry. So he's been around. He's a teacher. That's why I like him. I like him because development will be prime thing for any offensive line we bring in. He's been around the game for a long time. He knows his stuff. So I like him. I like that he's familiar with Schottenheimer, both familiar with McCarthy. But then you start to see other moves. You seen Tolzien, you see Jeff Blasco, assistant offensive line coach. That's going to be our running back coach, Jeff Blasco. And you see Cannon Matthews, promoted from defensive assistant backs coach to quality control defense. And you start to be like, who are these guys? Because I asked yesterday on Twitter, I was like, how y'all feeling about these coaches hires? And people ain't happy. I ain't necessarily happy. I know y'all look for me to be like, yo, man, these dudes next level. They about to change the game. No, I'm just kind of trying to understand why. Mike McCarthy's like, look, first 3 years I've been here with the Cowboys, Dak injury, 2 12-5 seasons. I haven't been able to run my ship the way I want to. Mike said, look, I'm the captain now. If I'm going to go out, and I'm not saying he's going to fail, but if I am going to fail, I'm going to fail my way. If I'm the chef, give me my ingredients, meaning my coaches, my guys. We're going to run my system. We're going to do it my way. So some people call that nepotism. They say lazy hires. Two things can be true. It can be nepotism. It can be lazy hires. It can also be, I'm going to go out with people I'm comfortable with doing it my way. If he brings in another offensive coordinator that doesn't agree with him, he's right back like he never left. He's been doing that with Kellen Moore for the last 3 years. Wanting probably to do certain offensive things, certain concepts with Dak, feeling like he can be successful with Dak in this way, and watching Kellen Moore go in there and over-scheme things. That's my new thing for Kellen. Over-scheming, overthinking, making Dak overthink. I'm going to get to that in a later video. You know what I'm saying? So when you bring in Scott Tolzien, your mans. Brian Schottenheimer, your mans. Blasco, your mans. It does one or two things. First of all, I like the continuity with all of the running game. Brian Schottenheimer, what's his staple? Running game. Like that. What's Dallas known for over time? Although we got plenty of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. No, I'm not calling Dak a Hall of Fame quarterback for somebody to flip out in the comments. From Troy Aikman, Meredith, Staubach, etc. White. We still have been known for running game. That's what we do. Offensive line running game. That's what we do well. That's our staple. That's what we lean on. We're going to get back to basics, get back to our foundation. That does not mean we don't want to get Dak Prescott weapons. I'm going to say that every video until the season starts or until some weapons show up. Speak things into existence. It just means that we're going to get back to that. Blasco, former running backs coach, assistant, is going to be former offensive line assistant is going to be a running backs coach. I mean, he thinks like an offensive lineman and how he wants things to align, how he wants things to move. I like that. He will be, with Solari, our offensive line coach, he will be in sync. Brian Schottenheimer, who's worked with Solari, will be in sync. Synchronicity is important. Say that with me. Synchronicity. Mike wants to do things his way. Something else I noticed, though, something else that stood out to me about these hires. Crazy to me, right? Hold on, because I wrote this down. Pardon me. Something else that stood out to me about these hires. Everyone on this list is in their 30s. That's important to me. Scott Tolzien, 35, right? Jeff Blasco, 39. Cannon Matthews, 37. You start to look at our other coaches on the other side of the ball. Some of DQ's assistants, etc. Youthfulness. See, the Cowboys have been stuck in our ways. We do things our way as far as just philosophy. Not Kellen Moore, though, in age, but just overall. I like the rejuvenation, the youth movement. McCarthy can be old, but he's not old and stupid as far as not knowing that I need some young thought process, some young blood around me. So you bring in these guys, you elevate certain guys, all in their 30s. Schottenheimer, the oldest. And you start to look at the fact that these things will be good for us going forward. That's the best way for me to say it. I could just see his vision. Mike McCarthy said, I'm going to do things my way. I'm going to bring in young guys that I know, and we're going to run my West Coast offense that I'm going to meld out of what we've been running. It's not going to be a complete, full new system, so Dak has to figure out everything or the whole offense in general. But it's going to be, we're going to get the ball out of our hands quickly. Short, concise throws, screen game, slants. We're going to have game plans for specific opponents, not just calling plays. That's something we've been missing. Kellen Moore would just go out there and call plays. I don't know what was going on, but it almost never seemed like he had a game plan for something, or he would do something early in the game that worked and never come back to it. So it's like, oh, that was great. Like, I feel like the difference between Mike and Kellen is going to be play calling, not just scheme. Kellen was amazing with scheme. His play calling lacked. Whenever he met, like in a chess match, whenever he met up with another defensive coordinator that can, match his moves, Kellen would kind of shrink in the moment. I don't think Mike's going to shrink in the moment. I feel like Mike is going to know his point of view and what he wants to do with this offense. The hire should let you know that. You got a running backs coach, that's an offensive line coach that's not a running backs coach. You got a new offensive line coach that's been around the league for like 40 years that specializes in offensive line teaching. You got Brian Schottenheimer, who's big on offensive linemen. And then you start hearing about, okay, we're going to tag Tony Pollard. We might draft Bijan Rogers, and Gibbs has been connected to us. We might bring back Zeke. We want a healthy, probably 4-back running back room. I can see 4 backs, 4 different specialties. And we about to go out here, and we going to push the ball down your throat and play action you to death with short, concise passing. I'm telling you, but I'm still working on my offensive video. I just want to come here and talk to you all about the fact that I see the youth movement. Everybody in their 30s. I see that Mike McCarthy says, if I'm going to do this, Jerry, Steven, fan base, I'm doing it my way. Whether you hate it or not, if I got to go out, I'm going out on my sword. But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments about everything, man. I know it's early, midday CFT again. I'm going to get back to normal soon, or maybe I'll do both. If you made it this far, let me know if you want both from me. You want a little midday CFT? I can make that a membership thing. Told you I still got the membership thing coming down the pipe. It's whatever y'all want, man. But it's your boy, Mr. Roman. I'll holla.